What is going on, guys? So Webull now has options trading. I'm going to show you guys how it works and how it looks, all coming right up. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Thomas. On this channel, we talk about carving our own path to financial freedom. If that is of interest, jump down quick, subscribe. I'm posting every single day here. So guys, let's get into this video. With this video, we're talking about Webull. I actually made a video not too long ago talking about Webull options trading, how it was not released yet, and this is back in 2019. Now, back in that video, Webull was saying how by the end of the year they're going to roll out options trading. I had, more of my estimation on that was, okay, maybe probably won't happen that fast. It probably will be coming 2020. And sure enough, here now we are in 2020 and I'm making this video. Now, what I will say really quick is I actually got the notification on my phone first. That's when I first saw it. And I believe I got this, I want to say a week prior to when I'm filming this video, but I got a second notification also reminding me to apply or to approve my options trading. But right now they're in the beta testing phases, so it's not fully released to the public yet. Just certain people who've actually gone through initially when they came out with the rumblings of options trading, you had to go in and request it or something like that. If you've done that prior, you'll have access to this, or you should have access at this point, but I'm not really sure exactly how Webull's going out and unveiling it to certain select groups. I would imagine that's probably what they're doing. So the purpose of this video, I really want to quickly go through how it works and what it looks like to make sure you guys understand, the options trading, the platform, and things like that on your phone. So we'll pull my phone up on the side here in a second and we'll go through that. I don't want to make this video too long. It's not going to make you guys, I want you guys to kind of watch this video and get in and get out with what you need so you can kind of see what's coming. If you don't have access to this already, you kind of at least know what's coming and know how to use it before you kind of see it and go, well, what is all this? So real quick, the basics of options trading, not diving too deep into this, something for a beginner to know. You really have the right to buy and sell certain positions. This way you can take smaller amounts of money and actually make larger percentage gains on that amount of money. This way, let's say you're talking about a stock like Apple, where you have, a share cost of, over $200, $300 at this point in time. And let's say you want to buy those shares of Apple and you think Apple's going to go up. Well, on a shorter time scale, if you think Apple's going to go up, well, if you buy, a couple shares and you really are someone who doesn't have that much money to invest, you don't have a lot of capital, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, if Apple goes up 5%, you'll make some money, but nothing crazy. That's where options comes in, because now if Apple goes up 5% and you were able to correctly predict that movement, you can invest $100, a couple hundred, a couple $1,000 and make 15, 20, 30, 100% on your money, depending on the option that you buy, depending on how long out it is. And so you can make a lot more on your money with options trading on a smaller percentage move of the actual underlying stock. That's kind of the basics of it. So you have the option to buy a stock at a specified price. That's a call. A put, you have the option to sell a stock at a specified price. That's a put, okay? So now when it comes to these stocks, of course, puts, when the actual stock price is below the put price or your expiration price, or whatever price you have for the actual option, that's a good thing. And for calls, when the actual stock price is higher than the actual price or the strike price that you have, these are called strike prices or expiration prices. When the actual stock is valued higher, that's also a good thing. You're probably making money, or your option at least has value, or depending on the time, there's also a time value aspect of things as well. But if you have a good time of the time value as well as the actual option value, you're gonna be in a good spot. And so that's kind of the basics of options trading. But now let's jump into my phone right here, which we're gonna go over how Webull looks and how the option platform at least looks on the app. Okay, so here we are inside of my account. We actually can see my account value right now. If you guys want to follow along while I'm doing this stuff, I don't trade options on this account, but if you want to follow along how I'm growing this account, you can see a few of my positions up there. Actually, every Saturday, those videos come out on my channel, the weekly trading update videos, where I go over all the trades I made the past week, and things like that. So if that's of interest, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, guys, because that's coming out every single week. Let me turn off the low power mode so we don't actually lose the phone here. Now, what we see here, there's a couple things. When you're first signing up or starting out, you want to go to the menu section. And on the menu section, I think there's an option for options trading. Right now, I already have enabled it, so I don't have to worry about that. What I now have is I want to go to quick trade. I don't need to go anything crazy, just quick trade. And from there, let's actually type in Apple, because we were just talking about Apple before. AAPL is the actual ticker for Apple. Now, here's what it looks like. If I want to buy shares, it's a limit order. It's set up to be a limit order right now. Apple's actually trading at 318. I didn't even realize that. I know it just recently crossed 300, but it's actually 318, at least when I'm filming this video, so that's pretty cool. So now we have a couple different things. We have limit, market stop, OTO. We have a couple, don't worry about those things. This is if you were to buy, this page we're looking at right now is if you were to just buy shares, okay? So as of right now, right, I can only buy 10 shares at this price. okay? That's how much buying power I have. And so, okay, that's pretty cool. So this is a perfect example. That's pretty cool. I can buy 10 shares. Apple goes up, Apple goes up a couple percent, I make a few bucks. I make maybe a little more than a few bucks, but that's pretty cool. But now if Apple goes up a few percent, I want to make more money. So how do I do that? Well, what I can do here is now get out of this and see on the bottom right, it has an options button. Now that options button would not have been there had I not been approved for options, okay? So I click on that button right there, and here we are on the options page. Now here we are on the options page, and we can see a bunch of different things. I want to make things simple for you guys. I don't want it to be too complicated. So right off the top, right, we have calls/puts. We have strikes of 10. That means it's showing 10 strikes. We can make it 6, we can make it 20, we can do whatever we want there. I'm gonna just keep it at 10, make it simple. Now what does that mean? 10 strike prices. So those prices in the middle, the 307.50, the 310, the ones in white, okay? Those are the strike prices or the expiration prices. So depending on a call or a put, you'll be in the money, okay, if the actual stock price is above or below that strike price. If you have a put, you want it to be below. If you have a call, you want that stock price to be above. That's a quick and dirty way to know if you're actually, if it's an actually profitable trade or something like, just say on the outside looking in, on the basics of options, that's kind of how it works. Now we can look at this different views. There's a straddle view, which we're looking at right now, which means we have calls on the left, puts on the right. We can look at more of a list, or we can put up calls and puts, and we can look at those things. If you want more detailed just on the surface, that's what you could do. I want to keep it at a straddle view myself. I think it's somewhat complicated, but for someone who hasn't actually seen this before, it's fairly straightforward and somewhat easy for me to at least understand what's going on here, okay? So you can change that yourself, and of course I'm scrolling through now with my finger. We got the bid and the ask. I think that's easier to see. Of course, the market is closed when I'm filming this video, so things are not changing, things are not shifting around. So there's a pretty big spread on most bid and ask. Some of them not as large as others, but that's kind of just something to be noted as well. Now, one other thing I want to talk about here is just above where it says calls and puts in green and red, we have these different dates. And so this would be expiration dates. And you guys can sort through and actually scroll through. And this can actually go out to June of 2022. Okay, that's pretty long-term expiration dates. Now, look at the prices of these options. They're insane. The actual price you're going to be paying, $81 for the option. Now, when you're doing this, okay, if we scroll back to right now the more recent expiration date, what this means is you're going to times these numbers, or times the bid or the ask, okay, that's where you're going to be buying, that's the actual option cost for you right now if you were to buy it, times that by 100, that's how much money you're actually putting on the table when you go to buy. Why is that? Because an option gives you the right, let's say a call option, gives you the right to buy 100 shares of Apple, okay, at a specified price. And so that's why you times it by 100 when you're actually buying the contracts. So for the call side, the actual in the money, where we can actually see it's somewhat highlighted. See how on the calls and puts, see in the top left right here, it's somewhat highlighted on the background, and on the put side on the bottom right, it's somewhat highlighted. Well, that means it's in the money. This little last price symbol that goes across the middle, that's the current price. And so below that, strike prices are in the money for puts, out of the money for calls. Above that, in the money for calls and out of the money for puts. That's a great way to see if you're in the money or out of the money, just on the surface as well. So when you're going through understanding how this works, well, what you can kind of see on the surface again is as we go further out of the money in terms of the call side, things get cheaper. Things will cost, like for example, this one on the bottom, the 330 strike, that's actually going to cost you, because we're not Apple's at 318. It's still got a long way to go, or not a long way, but it's still got a ways to go before it hits 330. That's going to cost you between $73 and $69. Okay, that's where your bid and ask are right now. Okay, so what does that actually mean? It's 73 cents, 69 cents, of course, times 100. That's what you're going to actually pay out of your pocket or out of your account. Now, let's say we were actually going to go through and actually purchase that option. So we click on that option right here on the call side. Now look what we have on the top left. We see Apple 330, 24th of January 2020, a weekly call 100, right? So that's 100 on the option to buy 100 shares of Apple at that price at $330, okay? And really don't get too caught up with the risk profile. It's good information to look. Max profit is unlimited. Why so? Well, because when it comes down to your max profit, well, this could technically go to infinity. Apple could go to infinity. Now, would it keep going? It can keep going and keep going for whatever reason. If there's good news and continuous good news for that reason, yes. And what happens if you actually actually, what's your worst case scenario? Well, you lose $73. That's your max loss because that's the maximum amount you're going to pay right now if you were to buy this contract. So hopefully that makes sense. And as we scroll down, we see a limit. We can do a market, a stop. Now, what does that all mean? What I would do, to be honest, if the spread is not big, what's the spread, the bid, and the ask? If it's not a big spread and you want to make sure you get in right now, you can go with a market order, or you can pick a limit order, which means you're going to be specifically picking the price you want or better. So what does that mean? Let's say you put a limit order in right now, and then the limit order is at, let's say you put the limit price at 72 cents. So you're going to pay 72 cents or less for this option. Okay, no more than that price. And then you can go here and see the contracts. You can put in 10 contracts if you would like to put in 10 contracts. That's going to be up to you. And so from there, then you can kind of see underneath the time in force. It's in small font. Okay, we can see $730. That's the estimated premium for the option that you're going to be paying right now. And the idea is if Apple makes a move up and if it goes past $330 in the next few days, this will be worth a lot more money and you'll be able to sell this for a significant profit. So hopefully that makes sense and you guys can see how the platform works. If it changes on the computer, I'm sure it's very similar on the computer or the desktop version of Webull. So if that's of interest, maybe go check it out as well to see how things work. But that's how it works on the phone. So if you haven't gotten access to this just yet, I'm sure it's coming out shortly. Don't worry. Again, now we're into 2020, so things are going to be rolling out fairly soon as Webull kind of irons out any glitches, any little things here and there by those beta testers. People like me who are getting access a little bit earlier, but we can trade this. Even though it's in the beta stages, it's still going to work. Like I'm still, if I were to trade this right now, or next week, I'm putting my actual money on the line. Like this is an actual platform that does work. So it's not like it's still, a paper trading platform or a fake platform. No, it is a legitimate platform where you will be trading actively in the markets if you use the platform and actually put your order through. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Real quick, links down below. Webull, 2 free stocks when you make an account. So if you make an account with Webull, which I have myself, or of course in my account right now, you get 2 free stocks. The first stock free when you sign up, and the second stock free once you deposit $100 into your account. Those stocks are valued between $900 and $1,400, which is an awesome way to build your initial account right off the bat. I've gotten a bunch of free stocks well over $10 in value, so it's something at least I've done myself. I would recommend that to you if that's of interest. Of course, also, it will take a few days for the stocks to settle, and when you deposit, it'll take a few days for that to settle as well. You could then pull everything out and just take the cash, and maybe you made a few bucks yourself, if that's of interest. As well as Robinhood, a link to a free stock when you sign up for that platform as well. I also use that. More of a long-term investing account I like to see as of right now. With that being said, guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit the thumbs up button and turn that button blue. You comment down below. I'll get back to every comment in the comment section. Check out these videos right over here, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.